Everything that we known has been compromised, man.
Put up some fake lying stuff, right? So he puts on his page on his Twitter, man, he making a crazy case on Gotti, and he do
Nothing I posted
on
was
the next
live.
line. Hold on, I'm gonna let you say, and then on the next line, he do say, man, but you do need the paper. He's like, no, he said you need the paperwork, and that's really gonna seal the deal. I said, bro, he ain't making no
I
crazy
didn't
case
use
on
the
me.
phrase
You
seal
gonna
the
make me
deal.
go across your chin.
Hey, listen, man.
That's
Okay,
what I
so
said.
hold on, wait. The personal shit, look, because for one, Gotti, dude questioned me about this shit yesterday, and I told him what I told him. I'm like, it got to be some missing factors here. Gotti know when it comes to some paperwork or some sealed shit or some shit,
Exactly.
right? I said I understand that nigga neighborhood, and if you telling me it was four
I'm sure
crimes,
people said the
right?
same thing about Big
If
U not
it's
that
four
long ago.
people from his neighborhood and they crimes, any foul play would have went on, we wouldn't know Geechi Gotti today.
Man, that's hey, whack. This case, let's get to the facts. This case 2018, we talking 2025. So if it was some foul play went along, that would have been dropped. Then look, watch this.
Why are you still
Then and
reporting
then
to
and then
police?
watch this though, whack. Then watch this.
Hmm.
Not only that, my crimees, my codees with me all the time, except one that's not
So
here.
here go the question they got, and I haven't seen it. So if it don't exist, tell me that. He keeps saying something about um
A
uh, a,
confidential interview with
a
police.
confidential interview. Does it say that? Who's
Man,
that?
that shit don't say nothing about a confidential
A
interview
death.
with the
Does it
police.
say that?
It says that 100%. Pre-trial services, you look it up as a
It says
confidential interview with
pre-trial. Watch
police.
this now. Boom. Watch this. Whack. It
Go
says
ahead.
pre-trial services. The date that he's talking about is the day that I got released on bond. I
Of
got
Okay.
course, you
released
said
on bond.
exactly
So
what they
for the
wanted to hear.
pre-trial hold on. So for the pre-trial services, my people, we had a high ass bond. My people had to put their tax information, house up, all that type of shit. They're not gonna let you, the public be able to get a civilian's file.
Okay. So stop
That's
right there.
that's
Adept.
what
Are you
confidential.
telling me the shit you looking at is pre-trial services tied to that?
Facts.
Yes,
The
sir.
line before
Yes,
that
So
sir.
say
But
confidential
you know,
none of the
tax
hold on,
other
information.
codees had that interview.
hold on, Adept. You didn't say that yesterday. You didn't
Yes,
say.
I did. That's what I showed. Pre-trial
Yeah.
services. Then we looked up what that is. It's a confidential
Okay.
interview
So
They
with
what
don't
we
know
police.
how to
gonna
read
do?
paperwork, man.
Hold on.
It's
So
right there.
pre-trial. So what Gotti's saying, I'm gonna text my bondsman right now. Right. What Gotti's saying is the pre-trial services was them going over whoever was putting up the bond, their financials and shit.
Exactly.
Now let me ask you something because you had mandatory supervised release for 36 months, which would end in 2020. What are you still reporting to police in 2025? Because none of the
I'm,
other codees
I'm
have
not
that.
reporting to no officer. I don't have no PO, nothing. That's
Then
what I'm
why
saying.
does it say that on your paperwork, dog?
Bro,
What does it
bro,
say?
it,
Wait.
where do it say
Ask
that
him
at?
to show it. Where does it say it at?
It says it right here. So when you pull it up, it says case is still pending and status is still reporting, but his mandatory supervised release ended in 2020.
No,
Bro,
it couldn't have ended in 20. Wait, he caught the case in 17 or
Yeah,
20.
17,
yeah,
he had 36
So
months.
he had 36 months probation. That's what
So it
that
would end
is.
in
yeah.
2020.
So
Bro,
it
he
ended
look.
in 20.
So look, watch this though. This is what he's saying. That shit is it's online. It's Googleable. You can look it up. It's gonna say that's saying the status of the case is reporting and pending. The case ain't even pending. So why would it still be saying pending? That's
It says
paperwork
it
that's
right there.
online.
It's
The
That's
case
literally
was
right
over
there.
with in 17.
the case was over with, bro. You show me a motherfucking PO that I'm reporting to still. Big dog, stop making up
I
stuff.
think
It's
who are
all
you
there.
reporting to then? Because it's
Okay.
you're the only one that it says that. Everyone else says it's
So
closed.
a death. You got something that says 2025. He's reporting somewhere. That would you
Yes, sir. It's active. Its status is reporting right now. Right now.
to who? It says probation.
It just says status
Now
reporting
I
and
will
case
tell you this,
pending.
Adept. If he was on some foul play shit, reporting and working, we're not gonna be able to see that.
It says it right here though. None of the other co-defendants have that. Everyone else's case is closed. He's the only one that's still pending and reporting, which doesn't make sense because he had mandatory supervised release that would end in 2020.
Yeah, 3 years.
Right. Right. Exactly.
So where's it at? You got it?
Post it up
Yeah.
top.
I mean,
Post it
can
up
I
top,
share a
man.
screen on here? I've
You
never
can
been on
yo,
space
Verb,
before.
you got it?
No, I don't do paperwork. This they thing. I just defend
Oh,
myself. Let that
It's
let
right
that
here.
nigga put
If
it
I
up
can
top.
share
He put it up top.
screen, I don't know if I can share my screen on Spaces. This is my first time
No,
being
no.
on
What you
Spaces.
do?
Adep,
What
you
you
got
do?
my phone number, right? You got it from when I
Oh,
called? Yes.
I can send it to you right now. Hold on,
Yeah,
I
there
got
you go. See, the part where he's telling me that was a bail hearing, right? And usually when I go bail a motherfucker out, I don't gotta go in. We ain't gotta go to no courts. You have the substation. When you get a bail reduction or you got some shit that's high, you gotta show property and where the money come from and all that type of shit. Was some drugs involved in this? Some scripts or something?
you. Oh yeah, tens of thousands of dollars worth of lean and pills,
Oh
and he
yeah, so
avoided federal charges.
that's why they gotta show where the money coming from. Anytime it's drug related in any way, you have to show where the money's coming from.
Okay, check your messages. I just sent it to you right now. Case is pending. Status is reporting. He's the only one that's it's still like that. Everyone else is closed, except for the
Uh,
Laquan brother. The Laquan brother says county jail. I don't know which one is dead. Geechi said one of these co-defendants passed away.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Laquan is not in the county jail. None of this. This is a you. What you're reading is at the time of the case, big dog. So when you go back and when you get somebody's paperwork, bro, even though you're getting it in 2025, you're getting it from the time when the crime happened, big dog. So if it's
But
saying
why
status,
is everyone
so if
else's
it's saying
closed?
because they were closed, their case was closed at that time. And mine
bro,
still says pending
everything you
report.
showing me is from
That's
2017,
but he
bro.
don't get that. You can't.
Yes, sir. And that's the top right there. Is
Yeah,
the
We was
yeah,
state, the
well, it's
status
gonna
of the
be
case
yo,
right now.
listen, it's from 2017, right? So at that point in time, you got an arresting agency, Palm Springs 2017, and you got a bail posted, right? 200,000, right? All of this is gonna be pending. You said you had something showing 2025.
This is what it is, right? This is what I'm saying when I look
WACK
it up in
100. Check this out. Look,
2025.
look,
It's
look.
saying
Not to
that
cut
right
these
there.
niggas. Ain't not
This
to cut
don't
these
say
niggas.
Gotti Boom.
Ain't not to
2025.
cut these
Hold up,
niggas
It's
Gotti
ears
gonna
Boom.
off.
be
WACK.
pending because he still had 3 years to do.
Exactly. This paperwork is 2000. Look, WACK. Not to cut these niggas ear off, but they don't know how to read paperwork. They don't know
Hey,
nothing.
I
Tell
think
them
you
don't
don't know
put
to
these
they on
show
me,
you.
bro.
paperwork
Tell
either.
That's
them
Now
do
to
check
that's
show
this
do.
out,
you.
right?
But what? Even bigger than that though. This I got the whole minute order is up. So even if you couldn't see it,
Now
so even if you
Ella the
couldn't see
mayor
a
got a
statement,
year,
hold
but he
on.
got out in
Hold on,
7 days.
hold
He
on.
only
Even
did
watch
seven
this. This is how you
days.
know.
You
Look,
did
look. Watch this.
19.
This is what you're saying. Look, so I'm gonna clear Li name up too, cause this is how you got it all wrong. Li the mayor didn't do no 7 days and get kicked out of there. That's a lie, bro.
It
That's a
says it
flat
right
lie.
here.
Li the mayor
It
name is
says it
not
right here.
Laquan
So now
Miller.
you're lying again.
Li mayor name is not Laquan Miller, bro. That's not. That's
No,
not.
we're talking about Jamel.
So
Okay, well, look,
what day did he get? Watch
Adapt.
this. Watch this. Hold on. What's how you gonna get him? What day did he get kicked out in 7 days? What day was that?
Boom, 7 days. So I'm gonna send it to Whack right now so you can see
Yeah,
it.
because
Boom.
what day did he get kicked out 7 days? You finna play yourself, and now you played yourself. Cause look, and now even bigger than that though. Let's get back to what I'm saying. This is the
Boom.
minute. This is the minute order. WAC 100. This is the minute order. So even if you
That's
couldn't
not
see
even
us,
10% of
even
No,
the
if
but
you
year,
couldn't
bro.
what I'm saying is
even if you couldn't
this.
see a statement, just right or wrong, won't in the minutes it'll say, "Oh, statement was dropped on this day." Because the secretary
But a
got to
minute
drop it.
gonna show
It's
everything
gonna
A to
show
Z.
everything. It's nowhere in the minutes that says a statement. These dudes is clout chasing,
Because you're a
wanting to get.
confidential
Look, you
informant.
want
The
to look,
confidential
look, you
informants is
look.
not gonna be
Hey, look, hey,
public.
No,
that's
no,
You just
funny.
bro,
Hey,
said
look,
the
bro,
other day.
Adapt.
confidential informant sounds funny,
Adapt, let's
but
go down your checklist.
but
Got
Hold on, Gotti.
you gonna
Let's
let him
go down
talk.
your checklist.
I
This
don't do that.
thing you sent me, right?
quit it, big
Boom,
dog.
seven
It
days.
says
We not gonna play with no real
pending.
niggas' names.
Look, that says pending, right? This because this was when the case was going on and active,
Then
right?
why is everyone else's closed? Because their case was he got out before everybody else. He was out a week before his
He
co-defendants
bailed
were.
out.
I
Right.
bailed out, stupid.
He bailed out. He wasn't released. He
Don't
bailed
call me
out.
stupid, Gotti Boom, because you're the one that's been lying about
Hold on,
Bro,
everything
you
Adapt,
else.
hey,
Now
look,
you
Adapt,
hey, man.
slandering people. You
Hey,
lying.
look,
Adapt.
You
hey,
got
look,
Listen,
lying
hey,
all
look,
the
hey,
time.
whack, hey, look,
so
whack.
it took
We done
him.
already
Hold on,
debunked.
let's put it
Hey,
up.
whack,
Wait
we
up,
done
Gotti,
already debunked
Gotti,
these niggas. Look,
Gotti,
I don't
Gotti,
even need you to
Gotti.
waste this
The
time. I
only
just
way
want to
you're
beat
gonna be
these
able to
niggas
deal
up.
with this shit
Gotti still
is
sending these niggas.
is a
You gotta send the
conversation.
transcript for that
So
interview.
so Adapt. Remember when you said he did 14 days on a year? I
Yes,
think what
sir.
you were looking at is it took him 2 weeks to bail out.
Right. And then when he turned himself in, he was out immediately after the fact. He was
No,
out a week before his co-defendants had their felony settlement hearing.
no. What I'm telling you is he should listen. If I'll go today, I'm belling today, right? Because I got property and all that shit. Actually, my bondsman got it on file. I leave it there with him, right? My artists always brag about it. We go to jail, we don't leave the substation. He took a few weeks to get somebody with property that owned the property, not renting, and had to find somebody that can show proof of funds. So he didn't do 2 weeks on a year,
They
right?
also strike two of his previous convictions because he was
That's
facing
cool.
a
We
third
do that
strike.
all day long. I got an
He
attorney
was
named.
facing a. I
Listen,
got you. He was
go
facing
pull
a
up
third strike.
Deshaun Lucas, Deshone Lucas.
But
He,
let me
you
just
can
hold
look.
on, watch this, Wack. Let me
I
debunk
beat
that.
strikes
Hey,
like
Wack,
four
hold
different
on.
times.
Wait, Wack, because look, these niggas lying on my name and we debunking it. So watch
Hey,
this.
you steady
So
You the
watch
saying
only
this.
one
niggas
that
is
lying
Hold
niggas.
today,
on, big
though.
dog. Hey,
You
look,
talk. You
hey,
putting
look,
sicknesses and
we let you
illnesses on
hey, we
people. You
let
the
you
one that's
talk.
lying.
Hey, we let you talk. Hey, Verb, man, mute that
We
dude.
gonna
Hey,
clear
look,
that up too.
look, hold
I
on.
can't hear
Look,
him.
Gotti, I'm
it
gonna
I
say,
call
can't
the
hear him.
spade a spade, Gotti.
it say,
I think you jumped out the window
oh,
on
no, yeah,
Verb.
all right. So look, I'm gonna talk to you about
I
Verb.
don't
See,
think he meant
let's
nothing.
get
I'm
this.
gonna call a
No,
spade a spade, bro.
hold on, let's get this though, cause nigga playing with my name. So look, check this out though. He say
Not at
Romero
all.
motion. The paperwork is already posted. You know, my first
No,
strike
you
was in
never posted the Romero
2007.
motion.
My first strike was in 2007. On the paperwork, it says the reason that they struck the strike because it was untimely. It was vast amount of time from the last strike to this one to bring it in there. All that is posted. All that is in the paperwork
Yeah, but
Well,
Gotti,
you
you
didn't even
know
you never
damn
faced
well
that.
90% of us is getting struck
all day.
to avoid the third. We do that all day
But I'm
long
just
out here.
saying he don't know that, so I gotta explain that to the slow
Yeah,
people.
I
Cause
beat.
he done
I
made
had a
13. Hey,
homie
but look, Wack, he done
go to
made
the pen,
13 videos calling a
right?
nigga a snitch, but don't want to fight. That don't make sense.
Well, not well,
No, you
Gotti.
didn't want
That
to
ain't
see
go.
my
Listen, well,
slimy
look, Gotti.
pussy ass
I told
nigga.
you a long time ago, Gotti. Listen, you ain't in comp, you in the metaverse. So how we beat this is we had a conversation and cleared up.
You right, you right. I'm a
Nobody's
kick back.
doing that,
I'm a
bro.
kick back.
So
I'm a kick back. I ain't got nothing.
yeah.
I'm gonna let you.
Now,
I'm gonna let him.
now I want
I
to
just want
go
the
through the checklist
I
before
just
we
want
get
the
to
lies
Verb.
to get cleared up though.
No, are
Now
we
you
gonna
should
go
have
through
a
the checklist
transcript
before we
of
get
that
to Verb?
confidential interview. You should have a
Hold
transcript of
on,
that confidential
Adept.
interview.
Adept, I want to go down your checklist of allegations because I don't want to skip nothing, right?
All right, so let's start with him liking 16-year-old girls on the internet.
Oh man,
Hold
this
on,
nigga,
wait,
man.
hold on, bro. Come on,
Hey,
listen.
get him out of
Can
here,
we
That's what
man.
it
stick
start
to
right
the?
Hey,
there.
man, get him out of there.
That's the
Look, let's talk
checklist,
me and
though.
Can
Verb.
we
That's
stick to the
Hey, look, this
case?
nigga's a nobody. Yo, Verb, send him up out of there. We can
How am
talk
I
some
nobody?
niggas
You a
who really
nobody
got
to
some
me,
shit to
dog. And
say.
you
Okay,
put
hold
that
on
shit
one
in my
second,
mouth.
Gotti.
I'm gonna
Adept,
break your jaw, bro.
Adept.
I
I'm
swear to
here.
God on
Listen,
my mama,
bro.
I'm
You
gonna
got my
break your jaw.
address. You pussy, nigga. You
No, he's
Break
pussy.
not.
your
He
jaw.
ain't
You gonna
gonna
break.
break
I'm gonna
shit.
break your jaw.
Hey,
Hey,
hey, they can't hear
Park
y'all.
right
Shut
here.
your
Gotti ain't
mouth.
finna
They
Get
can't
do
out
hear
of
shit.
here.
y'all.
I'm gonna break your
Gotti,
jaw.
Nigga.
hey,
Get
Gotti,
out, dog. You 5'11", nigga.
Gotti.
You look like a Mucinex booger, you
I'm
bitch
gonna
ass
Hold
break
on,
your jaw. You's a
Adept,
bitch.
nigga. You a
Gotti.
5'7"
Listen,
midget. Shut
Gotti.
the fuck up.
Nah,
Stop
that's
telling
a
people
fact.
what
So
you gonna do, nephew. Loose cannon already in this
You
for
ain't
that.
gonna
Chill
do
out.
nothing. And you're still
Yeah,
reporting.
you right. He ain't gonna do nothing. He's
yeah,
not
I
gonna
ain't
do
got no
nothing.
threats of violence. This
That's a
ain't even me
Okay.
hoax.
talking.
So Adept, Gotti, chill out. You know, if that's there, that's there. Adept, let's go down your checklist of what your allegations was on the
Yes, the
criminal
liking the
side.
16-year-old girls. Let's start there.
Come on, bro. Like, listen, we're
But
not
that's
trolling.
the checklist. We're going by the checklist. He was
We're
liking
talking about
16-year-old
the
girls on the
criminal
internet.
case.
That is weird. That could be a
Okay.
criminal case.
Okay. Well, we're gonna move on to the next thing. Listening to what Verb did, Gotti, and
I,
your
I
response.
I talk to Verb and we'll handle it
Yeah,
right
I
here.
think you jumped out the window,
I don't
bro.
got no problem having a conversation with him right here.
There you go, right
But
there.
at the same time, he gotta send that weirdo down because that dude's a clown, bro. I ain't
Nah,
No,
gonna
he
nah,
gonna
nah,
chill
nah,
out.
nah.
He gonna chill out while y'all talking. Adept, let these men talk, bro.
Now,
Yeah, go ahead.
like I said, now he jumped in my and where I come from. Like I said, now Verb done had issues with a million niggas online. When he had his issues with Hitman, a different niggas to whoever he had his issues with, you won't find a tweet of me saying, "Hey, yo, niggas making Verb look crazy," or "Verb need to woo woo wham." Verb need to do this, do that. I mind my business when niggas is having they back and forth.
You
I
do
see a
look
million
crazy
things.
though.
Hey
Avoiding
bro, we not
federal
talking to no
charges,
busters.
affording
Busters
Penal
getting
Code
no air, bro.
186.22,
Busters is
all of
getting
that.
no air, bro. Chill out. So now, like I
Dog,
said,
we're
I
not
ain't had
giving you no air. I don't know
Busters
what
ain't
you
getting
talking
no
about. You
air,
the one
bro.
that has to
You
Hey, they
already
explain
can't
all
hear
the
look,
y'all,
bro.
time.
man.
Hey,
Come on,
bro,
hey,
get
let
up
them
out of
niggas.
here.
Hey,
Busters
y'all
ain't
got
getting
let
no
one
air.
at a time. They can't hear you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking to this man. This nigga's a clown. Like I said, I ain't never jumped in
And
nothing
you
he
a
had
midget.
going on. I ain't never said nothing about nothing he had going on. So when I see a nigga that's lying on me, and then me and Verb, we might not be the best of friends or the close of homies, but we had enough rapport to where if he see me getting into it with a nigga, I'm thinking he got enough sense to, man, let me stay away. Let me stay away from that.
But
You know what I'm saying?
Gotti,
Because I'm getting into it
Gotti,
with a nigga. You know what I'm
Gotti,
saying? So once you speak
Gotti,
on it, I'm gonna say
Gotti,
something.
Gotti. A Verb is not from Nutty Block. He didn't say, nigga, what you saying now goes for your block. I hear what you saying. But what he said, it wasn't against you, bro.
All right, now watch this. So look. After that, this is what I'm gonna tell you. This. So after that, once he said what he said, we both made our spaces. I ain't say nothing else about him. I wake up yesterday, the man said something to me, and that's how we got here.
I got it. So
Go ahead.
when your video came out with you and your man speaking on me again, that's when I saw that, right?
Mhm.
Okay, yeah.
All right, yeah. So that's what brought that back up. When I said something to you that day, when you said something to me, that was that day. I ain't bring that shit back up. I woke up the next day and you and him is on camera saying that. That's why I said something else. I
But
ain't say
what did
nothing else before
but
then.
what did we say in the video that was disrespectful? We didn't call you no busters, no more. Talking about
But
doing
but
nothing
hey,
to you.
but look, Gotti, that's my opinion. I didn't like the way it sounded the same way. You didn't like what I wrote. Same thing.
Okay. So I'm gonna tell y'all both right now why I'm tripping. Cause I got you niggas contracted as judges. Y'all gotta be able to this some bullshit, right?
Now, Wack, let me ask you something. Why did none of the other
Def,
co-defendants
hold
have
on,
to do this
bro.
confidential with
I gave
police?
you opportunity. I'm really on some real shit. I don't know if you look like us, but I'm on a mission to clear this up,
Yes, sir.
right? So I feel like Gotti. I feel like Gotti. When you seen him respond, this is just me. I don't even think you read all the way through it. I think you seen the response, and nigga, you thought he was on some bullshit, and you tripped. That's what I think.
Now look, that could be. I'm gonna be. That could be true. But you know, in our land, when a nigga, I'm already on a nigga for lying about a
I
nigga.
know that's why I just
You
said
feel
what
me?
I said. I
Yeah,
think
you
the
know what I'm
Yeah,
minute
saying?
yeah.
you
Hey,
saw,
but y'all
look,
forget. I
I
took it
think the
down
minute
though,
you
Gotti.
saw, wait, I think the minute you saw Verb was saying anything, Verb being Verb, and his reach of his voice, you like, oh fuck this. You didn't even really.
And I took it down, Wack. I took it down because I said maybe, and not only did I take it down, I went in my space and said, "Hey, I apologize to you because you might have took it the wrong way." That's what I said.
No,
That's
well, I'm gonna
exactly
tell
what
you what
I said.
happened, Verb. It's like this. And this nigga from Compton for real, right? So I
I'm from
understand his
St. Louis. I
mentality.
don't get. I'm from St. Louis, man.
No,
We got the
no,
same
I get it.
culture.
I get it. And I understand his mentality, right? His mentality is the minute look, if he would have saw WACK 100 and me giving a statement, he would have read the whole statement, right? But with you, he know y'all good, but it ain't no telling what might go happen. And because he was already hot about the civilian playing with him, he saw a response from you and he took it like it was a bad one.
And I took it down like
And I'm
look like a
and
real
I'm
nigga though,
telling you,
Wack.
Gotti, I
I took
read
it
the
down.
response, bro.
If I jumped out the
You
gun,
jumped
I can
out the gun,
apologize like
bro.
a man for that. The next day is I never said nothing to. He can agree to that though. After I said my statement about going across, he said what he said. We backed off, nigga. We ain't say no other word to each other. I did that video the same day of that. So he seen my video maybe late, but that video dropped the same day that he made his tweet. So it was the same thing. Like he said, he jumped out the gun. I respected it. Now, if he go to his DM when he first made the tweet about saying what he said, I DM'd him. I didn't take no tweet back and say that. I went straight to his DM and said, "Hey, shoot me your line. We can holler, even if it was gonna be squabbling, because that's where it was at. Because he said something about boxing.
Yeah, but
But
here go the thing. Hold on.
I still
He
go. But I
said
still
something
go
about
first.
boxing because he felt he didn't do nothing wrong, and he felt that he took precautions if you may have took something wrong
And
of
took it
taking
down.
it down, and you told him you was gonna go across the chin. Nigga.
But I said cross the chin first, though.
Yeah,
That was
no,
on. We
no,
already
no,
got
Wack. He
past
said
that.
It's
that
that
first. No,
guilty
no, wait, no,
conscience.
wait. He said
Yeah,
that. He
yeah. I
said
said
that.
that
Look,
before that.
he said that first. And but the thing is,
And then you
when I
took it down.
look, and that's even
Yeah.
worse. I took it down because I said, "Hey, bro, listen, you might not understand my lingo because I'm from out here. That have no malice on you, and that's why Dep thought
So
that I was
you
protecting
wrote
them.
what
You
you wrote,
understand?
and then Gotti said, "I'll go across your chin," and then you took it down.
No, it wasn't like that.
No, no, I
I ain't
want to
not.
make sure I got the
Yeah,
right steps.
yeah, for sure. In a
Gotti,
And
nutshell,
then
yeah.
he rolled up the.
Gotti, you my
And
partner, but you tripped. You
okay, cool.
you jumped out the window,
Look,
nigga.
look. No, how we look. I'm not even look. I'm man enough to stand on it if I'm looking like I trip. Look, but I got the right to trip when we talking snitch shit. Is all I'm
Well,
saying.
yeah, with this dude though, but he Verb said you gotta have your shit in order coming with this shit. This dude is a totally different dude.
That's all he said.
Yeah. So once we got past that, like I say, me and Verb, we ain't never had no other words. He woke up the next day, he seen something else and brought it back up, and that's how we got here, though. Is what I'm saying.
But no. The reason I brought it back up because when I went on YouTube, it was up for 2 hours on the site, and I saw that. I didn't see that. This was up for 2 hours. That's why I responded and said, "Damn, you went back here."
Well,
After I took it
But
down.
yeah, so everything was all in the same date, and then and like I said, and my video was me stepping on that dude. I had my co-defendant up there because he just he
The co-defendant that did 7 days.
On my end, when it come to Gotti, our shit is it's flattened. I never said nothing about no paperwork. I never called him a rat to this day. I never did, not one time. That ain't my style of play. I made that clear. I told WACK I do not do paperwork. We asked the debt before. I do not do paperwork. That ain't my thing. All right, so whatever y'all got going on, what y'all got on. Got it, whatever that is, we gonna
Nah, Verb told me that off the rip. Even when I tried to explain it to him, he told me he didn't want to hear it. That ain't what he do.
If I jumped out the gun, I'm man enough to say, look, homie, that
There
was
we
my
go.
bad.
Good shit.
all right, we all good. We all good.
Good shit, bro. I appreciate y'all.
So, WACK, you still stand on there's no confidential informant program in
There's a
California?
confidential
2017,
informant
2018?
program for people with no strikes, 2 strikes, 10 strikes. There's a confidential informant with people that is incarcerated in
Yeah,
prison.
there is. Fact.
Yes, it's
Fact.
called informants. What the fuck that got to do with him? He did 3 years
Now, 3
probation.
months after he was released, you can keep on yelling all you want. I got my own platform. I can say it
Nigga,
myself.
go on up. What you want a problem with me now?
3 months after release, this dude is recording his entire block.
Hey, we not
asking
giving
people
this
about their
buster no
affiliation.
air,
That's
man.
how big you and them
Hey,
got
man,
caught up.
get
What are you
him out of
talking
here.
about?
This nigga the
Literally in
FBI. He
Stu
trying to
Short's
take the phone
paperwork,
down,
they
man.
pulled up
yeah,
images
bro.
of all.
I'm so
I don't know.
confused.
I don't know how this nigga. You got it,
This
bro.
nigga the feds, homie.
Delete
That's a
that.
fact.
He
Nobody
ain't.
know
No,
what
he a nigga that don't understand
the
law.
feds, homie. I'm out of here. This
No,
nigga the
you
feds.
don't
Hey, I'm
understand
gone.
shit
Hey, I'm gonna
clearly.
take all. Hey, I
Clearly.
take all my tweets
Because
down
what's
again.
Hey,
crazy
yo,
is people
Gotti.
said the same thing
Hey,
about
yo,
Big U
Gotti.
2 years
This
ago.
buster
Y'all
giving
was
Hey,
no
saying the
Gotti.
same thing about Big
feds.
U.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
hear
crazy
you.
Hey,
part
Gotti.
about it.
Listen, bro. It should be no reason why I go to call your number and I ain't got the new one. You tripping?
Oh yeah, nah, man. You not look. I was on this buster giving him no air. He started leaking my phone number. I'm thinking, yeah, man. I told him where you at. I did too. I played
And I gave you my
these
addy, and you lied
busters.
about
These
being
niggas
outside my
busters.
house
That's
because you
all.
a bitch.
That's it is. I
You
was
lied
on these
about being
busters
outside my
giving
house
them
because
no
you a
air,
sucker.
man. I was too
You a
busy not
sucker.
giving a buster no air. Then I tried to
You
box the
lied
nigga
about being
ring,
outside
and
my
Well,
he
this
house.
was a
scared me
good
to pull
room
up.
because we was able to show what he talking about. He was giving up
We
half
got
the story.
the full
And
CD,
on top of that,
but he knew from
yeah,
the jump.
but Gotti,
He
on
knew
top
from
of
the
that, I
jump
don't
it
give a
wasn't
fuck
no
about dude. You and Verb getting it right, all I give a fuck about anyway. Fuck
on the
dude.
hood. Nah, that.
You're fucking compromised, nigga.